see the student who is sitting very close to me and the student who sat there. So both visions are there. While the focus of the lens is changed, the lens shape also should be changed for the distant object and for the nearer object. The capacity of changing the shape of the lens is known as the accommodation. That accommodation is performed by these ciliary muscles. So here 2 points we have to remember, that is, lens are hold in a condition, hold in a position by means of the suspensory ligament, and the accommodation is by means of the ciliary muscles. So that is about the second layer. Now here I am telling the choroid layer is the vascular layer. Vascular means highly supplied with the blood vessels. Generally the color of the choroid layer is either bluish in color or light pink, light bluish only it is present, but in the rabbits it is a pink in color. It may be changed animal to animal, but in generally in the humans it is a bluish tint will be present. That is about the second layer. Now you see the total eye chamber is divides into two. One is the anterior chamber, another is the posterior chamber. Now the anterior chamber is known as the aqueous chamber. The posterior chamber is known as the vitreous chamber. Aqueous chamber is filled with the aqueous humor. Vitreous chamber is filled with the vitreous humor. Now you see, this aqueous humor is secreted by the ciliary process. The ciliary process continuously releases the aqueous humor. Now you see here, this is the sclera and the cornea. In this area, there is a duct or opening is present, is known as duct of Schlemm. Duct of Schlemm. Why? Because for every 8 hours one time the aqueous humor will be drained out. It means the fresh aqueous humor will be released by the ciliary process, and it should be eliminated out through the duct of Schlemm into the venous blood. This question they asked one time in the examination, where the aqueous humor will be released into the venous blood. What is the duration? In the 24 hours time is 3 times the aqueous humor will be replaced. That is, one time it is released means 8 hours it will be sustained. What is the use of this one? It is 2 purposes are there. One is it gives the nutrients and it gives the intraocular pressure, and it means the atmospheric pressure acts on the eye. From inside the same pressure should be there. Then only the eyeball can maintain its shape and structure. Intraocular pressure and the nutrients. The vitreous humor, it won't change. At the time of the birth, what we have, the same will be maintained up to the death. So the major purpose of the vitreous humor is the maintains the intraocular pressure to maintain the shape of the eyeball. This is the 2 layers we studied. Now the third layer, that is the neural layer we are seeing. Now in the neural layer, in the beginning I wrote, it is provided with a pigmented layer and the neuronal layer, like that I told. Now the pigmented layer is like this. almost it merged with the choroid layer. It is the pigmented layer. Non-neuronal layer. It is not useful for the conduction of the neural activity. Okay, then for what? It prevents the reflection of the light. Once it is received, it should not be reflected. It is absorbed and prevents the internal reflection. Now, in this area, this is the retina. Retina is a neural layer. It means neuronally it is active. Now actually it is provided with the 3 layers. Those layers I will write afterwards. Now you see, let me explain this part. Exactly opposite to this one, exactly opposite to the pupil. This is the, particularly in this area. In this area, rods and cones are present. Yellow spot or macula lutea. It is called yellow spot or macula lutea. It is provided with the more rods and cones. More rods and cones are present. But exactly opposite to this area, there is a U-shaped notch is present. That is known as the fovea centralis. Fovea centralis. What are the specialty of the fovea centralis is, it provides only cones. Only cones are present. No rods are present and even no blood vessels are present. Now what is its specialty is making the focus, concentration while we are driving, while we are walking, we are seeing the objects very particularly because of the fovea centralis only. Now in another diagram I will write the 3 layers. Those are present in the neural layer or the retina of the eye. Before that, I want to tell this one. Now this is the iris. Iris is provided with the 2 types of muscles are present. Now I am drawing the iris structure like this. This is the iris. At the center, it is an opening called the pupil is present. Pupil is present. The outer part is the iris. Now, this iris is provided with the 2 types of muscles. Right. So this is the iris, where it is provided with the central hole called the pupil, and it is provided with the two types of muscles. This is the circular muscles and radial muscle. What the function of these two is, these two muscles acts antagonistically and alter the shape, size of the pupil. That is, suppose you see the radial muscles are contracted, what will happen is the pupil size will be increased. If the circular muscles are contracted, the pupil will be closed. So to widen the pupil, radial muscles will contract. To narrow the pupil, the circular muscles will be contracted. And here, what is the use of this one is, it controls the how much quantity light is enters into the eye. Suppose we enter into the open sea, open sun we are seeing. So at that time we are narrowing our pupil. While you enter into the dark room, it should be the widen. So the iris muscles regulates the quantity of the light which is going to enter into the eye to prevent the bleaching of the eye. That is the thing. Sir, board.